And welcome back to Hannity. So there are still many questions that need to be answered about the surveillance of President Trump, candidate Trump, and, of course, his transition team. Now, the big question is this. Did a sitting president and his administration knowingly surveil an opposition party or a president-elect? Joining us now with reaction, editor-in-chief of LifeZette, Fox News contributor, nationally syndicated radio talk show star, Laura Ingraham is back. You know, could you imagine the media, by the way, ignoring this story if it was Trump as president and his team surveilling Obama coming into office? What the media reaction would be? That's point one.
No, it would be Watergate times 10. There would be people staked out at the Brookings Institution, where Susan Rice has a cushy job. They'd be at her house. They'd find her. Right? If the shoe was on the other foot, there wouldn't be this appalling lack of curiosity on the part of the mainstream media about what was going on here. Who directed her to do this? This was just a random thing she was thinking because Donald Trump's name was mentioned in some intercept. I mean, Donald Trump's name would have been mentioned in hundreds, if not thousands, of foreign intercepts. So she just happened to choose these ones. The whole thing stinks to high heaven. And the. All right,
can you think of? Let me ask this question: is there any scenario that you can think of? I'm asking you to put your legal hat on for a minute, whereby Susan Rice would ever need to unmask a Trump transition team member or either candidate Trump or President-elect Trump? Any scenario that you could, in your wildest imagination, imagine that could happen?
I would think, Sean, it would only be if there was some type of imminent threat to the United States of America, a direct tie or close tie to a terrorist organization, a terrorist entity, someone with known connections to terror. Maybe under those circumstances, but I got off the phone with two former CIA officials right before I came on with you, and both of them, they don't even know each other, but both of them said that her comment that, well, you know, when I see something interesting, basically I ask for more information. Both of them said that's just not how it works. You have to have a specific reason for pulling the identity of an American that's caught up in one of these webs. And she gave that scenario of the bomb maker, the American bomb maker. Well, that's obviously not what was going on here. That was a red herring that she threw out.
Because my understanding and the intelligence sources that I have tell me that for you to even view this raw intelligence information, number one, it has to be in a secure area. Number two, you have to sign in. Number three, there's a record of every single thing you looked at.
Can't be verbal. You're right. It cannot be verbal. Ever be verbal.
All right. So was there really a spreadsheet? There will be a record of every single time she ever asked to unmask anybody in raw intelligence, correct? So if she only did it in the case of Trump, wouldn't that basically be case closed? You're only doing it for political reasons?
It would seem to be de facto evidence that there was a political motive here, but we don't know. I mean, there's a lot that we don't know here. It's hard to believe that Susan Rice is acting alone here. She wasn't acting alone when she went out and sold that story after Benghazi, and it's hard to believe she's acting alone here. It all smells. I mean, and we know that if the shoe were on the other foot, the Democrats would be screaming for full accountability, immediate testimony on Capitol Hill.
Do you get the sense that this is orchestrated sabotage of either a candidate, an opposition party candidate, and a president-elect? And then we'll come on the other side and get more detail.
The fact that she initially denied it, and then in her response today to Andrea Mitchell gave a double negative. She said she didn't leak nothing. She leaked nothing to nobody. Well, she went to Harvard. She knows that's a double negative, so that means the affirmative.
Right.
I'm nitpicking here, but you have to parse the words really carefully.
Well, she did admit the unmasking of Michael Flynn, but she said not for political purposes.
And she said she didn't leak it either. She said she didn't leak it either.
Somebody did, and that's a felony. All right, more with Laura Ingraham.